Hi, my lovelies. This is your weekly activation for the week of March. Believe it's 13th. I'm Amber Adrian. And before we get started with the energetic activation for this week, I just wanted to mention that if you wanted to go a lot more deeply into this work, into the channeled guidance and the energetic healing and do it over a longer period of time, I just opened the doors to activate a 6 month group thing of awesomeness. And it's at amberadrian.com/activate. So if you're wanting to go deeper into this, that's the place to do it. But for now, let's do this week's mini activation. So I'm going to check in and see what we need for this week. Okay, interesting. What jumped in immediately was joy, which my brain, and I tried to do my best not to listen to my brain because my brain rarely actually has good answers. My brain kind of wants to edge away from that because it feels like this is such an intense time and so many people are going through a bit of a roller coaster that sometimes when you try to introduce joy on top of holy fuck, what's going that kind of thing. Not that I've experienced that at all in the past few weeks. It can just feel disjointed, or like you're asking too much of yourself. So yeah, and joy is still what I'm getting here. So gotta follow it. So we're gonna go with that. And if you are feeling like joy is a bit of a reach from where you are, just trust that you will receive from this exactly what you need to move toward that. If not landing fully in it. So, just plant your feet on the floor. Take some deep breaths. Feel yourself really land in your body. And if you're feeling a lot of buzzy thoughts or kind of spacey, that tends to be a good indication that you're not in your body. And that's kind of an interesting thing. When I first started receiving energetic healing and receiving channeled work, literally the first person I worked with told me that like I was floating up by the ceiling, like I was not in my body at all, which ended up explaining a lot as it turns out. So really just remind yourself that it is safe to be in your body. And just any parts of you that feel like they might not be fully in there, just ask them to come back. Remind them that it's safe. And so from this place, just allow yourself to feel what comes through. If you feel a lot, great. If you feel nothing, perfect. You're getting exactly what you need. So I'm going to go quiet for a moment and just bring in the energy that we need. Whew. Okay, so that was interesting. It really feels like everybody who watches this is going to have a different experience. For some of you, I saw joy landing really fully and beautifully in your body. For others of you, there was a big kind of energetic release and clearing that will allow you to move more toward that joy. For others of you, joy was like a little carrot on a string that you were following, and that's really beautiful too, because sometimes we are really activated and encouraged by what's in front of us and what's like just, what feels out of reach but isn't. So I hope that's helpful. I actually want to check in again and see if there's anything more for us. I feel like there might be, but let's just see. Nope, that's good. That's good. The only other thing that might be helpful for you is just to remind yourself that joy is, you're allowed to feel that. You're allowed to be in that space. You're allowed to receive that. And I think that sometimes we can get into a lot of head chatter around like, oh, well, I don't deserve it for this reason, or I'm not worthy of it for that reason. I shouldn't be in joy right now because I need to worry very intensely about this thing that's going on right now. We can really go to that place. So I just want to remind you that, joy is always possible. And just as an example, I mean, I remember a few years ago, about 4 years ago, when my father was dying. And that was obviously a very intense time. And I just remember like little snippets of joy from that experience, often from nature, like just walking out and seeing the clear blue sky above me or the beautiful mountains in the town where he was. And we're allowed, even in those really dark, difficult moments, that joy is always there, and we're always allowed, encouraged to receive it, because it will make everything you're experiencing that much easier, and it will remind you that, it's worth moving through. So, thank you as always for being here with me, and I hope that that's helpful for you this week. I'll see you next week. Thanks.